Hello, friends, and welcome to today's episode of the Vibrate Higher podcast. I am your host, Joelle. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. And if you're not new, welcome back. I know it's been a little minute in between episodes over the last few months. I have just been in this beautiful cocoon of expansion and I missed you guys. And I have something I want to share. So I wanted to pop back in and drop a little something for you that I hope is going to help you vibrate even higher. So let's dive in. I want to share with you where I am on my journey in hopes that it helps you feel seen in your journey, or it helps you give language to what you may be dealing with or going through, or possibly what you're about to be dealing with and going through as you continue to shed layers of your identity that no longer serve you, and you are stepping into or embodying the version of you that is self-mastered. If you're listening to this, you are committed to expanding yourself. So you're probably experiencing something similar and you maybe don't know how to name it, or you are about to be experiencing this and now you will be able to recognize it when you're in it, and the depth of that experience will be so much more meaningful because you will have language for it. So for me, at this juncture, I have stepped into a new timeline energetically, and it is amazing. A few weeks ago, I remember waking up and just feeling differently consistently. And so if I had to really try and give you an example, do you know how you wake up in the morning and it's the morning of an event or something that you're looking forward to and you are so excited about it? So maybe it's time with your loved ones or a vacation or time with your kids or a hike or a spa day with your girls or a guy's trip, something that you individually are so excited about on all cylinders, and you're waking up the morning of whatever that is for you. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to get ready. I'm going to get my coffee, have my breakfast. Like there's such a light, airy excitedness in your bones, and you're not thinking about anything else. You're so present in that moment of getting ready for whatever this is that you're excited to go do. What that feels like is how I felt just one morning. I just kind of woke up like hella excited and light. And so it's not like I don't wake up like that. I do. I wake up like that often. But what was different about this is that the feeling didn't go away. Like a lot of times for a lot of us on our journey of inner work, it's like you can get yourself to a point where you're waking up and you're feeling charged. And then like 2 hours into the morning, or sometimes 15 minutes into the morning, it's like, yeah, no, like you're kind of back into like the 3D stuff that has you anxious, stuff that has you pissed. So over time, as you continue to evolve, that feeling of light and airiness and happiness and gratitude and all this, you can make it last longer and longer and longer. So what I'm saying is I woke up a few weeks ago and that felt normal and it didn't go away. And I was like that for days. And then that turned into like a week had gone by. And I'm like, yes, I'm completely aware and cognizant of like, I am like, this is a fucking amazing. I have stepped into a timeline, and it was a very certain knowing of like the version of me that I started out 2025 as, and the version of me when I woke up a month or so ago was like different. They're different women. The woman that I was seeking to become, I felt like I was her when I woke up, if that makes sense. And so that continued for a few weeks. And so those weeks felt so good because I was very conscious of like, I'm in a new timeline. And granted, every single thing in my reality hasn't caught up with it, but a lot of things had. Like I was just magnetizing things like an abundance of opportunity, income, clients that are aligned with me. Just so many amazing things were happening. And probably after like 14 days of that, of just really feeling like I was on a freaking cloud, I then noticed on another morning that that cloud feeling was still there and it didn't go away. By the way, it hasn't gone away. But what I noticed was as I was doing some of the routine things that I do in the morning, like make my coffee or make breakfast, I noticed that there were still parts of my subconscious that were fighting to stay and exist in this known behavior and thought pattern of scarcity or just anxiousness. Or it was almost like I would notice my thoughts trying to like think of things to get me to feel what I used to feel for decades and decades prior to me changing it. This version of me that I am now wakes up and is so certain and confident in her business and her income streams and her worth that there's no worry because there's such certainty. But I felt my mind trying to get me back to the worry, like, well, what's going to happen if this happens? Or what will you do if that happens? And then if you allow it, then you get into your body and your mind playing these like, okay, well, then that'll happen. And then that'll happen. And then you start feeling tightness in your chest or a lump in your throat or your shoulders feel heavy. You're starting to physiologically respond to these thoughts. And then it is pulling your body back into fight or flight only because that's the known place that you've lived for decades. And so what I noticed that morning is that, oh my gosh, my mind is trying to do what it always does and take me back there. And it's so obvious and I'm not going. I'm choosing not to go. In that moment, I fully understood what people say when they say your body gets so used to stress or gets so used to living in survival mode that it craves it. And what I loved most is that I was so hyper aware of it that the thoughts and the feelings that came with those thoughts couldn't get a firm hold on me. Like the grip just wasn't tight enough. And it was so beautiful. And I wanted to talk to you all about it because this is such progress for me internally, and it would be for anyone. I want to break this down more because if you're in this right now, this is such a good sign. This is showing you that there's progress that has been made because you're now at a point where you are so embodied that you're looking at your old behaviors and patterns and that old identity that you're shifting from, and you're realizing, I'm shifting from this. I am not this. It's so important to know that even when you arrive at the place that you know is way better than where you were, there will still be parts of your subconscious mind that need to catch up. Just like there will be parts of your physical reality that will catch up, a part of your subconscious mind will need to catch up. And the mastery comes in when you can notice what you're noticing, when you can be the observer, the watcher of your thoughts and the emotions that accompany them, so as not to let them do what they know how to do, which is create the same environment that they feel has kept you safe for decades, which for a lot of people could look like anxiousness, worrying, overthinking, trying to control. And that could feel like so tension, despair, sadness, depression, overwhelm. There's a name for this concept for noticing these things, and it's called metacognition. I like to call it notice what you're noticing, but it actually means beyond cognition. This is one of the keys to your sovereignty, to living and sustaining the life that you want, is to be able to notice what you're noticing, to notice your thoughts, to be the observer of them. When you make metacognition a natural part of your daily process, and I say natural for a reason, you're not efforting, but you've gotten it to a point that it's such a gentle, like, oh, I noticed that thought. When you make that a natural part of your daily process, you're always able to step into a timeline that you choose. I think that is the ultimate showcase of the free will that we were gifted by God, by the creator, by God consciousness, because you're always choosing a different path. You're choosing a new way of thinking and being in any moment, which can produce a different desired result. So I know your next question is probably going to be, how do I learn metacognition? How do I perfect it? And truly, guys, I can't say that I have it all figured out, but I can say that I know enough to be dangerous, and I'm happy to share it with you. So I'm going to give you, I don't want to call them points. I don't want to call them steps. I just want to call them suggestions on where to start with this when you notice that you are here where I've just explained. So the first thing I want to share is understanding metacognition is knowing how to accept all the parts of yourself. Like we talked about, your subconscious mind has parts, and all of those parts are working together for the common good. It's just that some of the old, well-meaning parts of your subconscious are trying to keep you safe in ways that just don't serve who you are now. And when you understand that at a soul level, you have a lot more patience and compassion for those repetitive negative thoughts that I always talk to you guys about. This isn't really about becoming, quote unquote, something new. You just have to stop reinforcing the old version of you. So, like I explained in my example, when you notice that your mind in a very well-meaning way is trying to take you back to fight or flight because that's just what it's used to and that kept you safe for so long, you just say no thank you. You just look at those thoughts and say, I see where you're going, but no thanks. I'm not going there. We don't have to think like that now. I've got this. I got control. You're just talking to that part of you, that protector who's like, no, we have to think of all the different scenarios of what could go wrong and then what you should do if it goes wrong and then how it could go wrong. You stop that and you say, no, thank you. That's it. Real simple. It's pattern interruption, and it's training that part of you that that's not how we protect ourselves going forward. That's not how we do that anymore. The second thing I recommend is always choose the expanded identity. In every moment, every thought, every emotion, every action, choose the expanded version of you. Not the version of you that you're shifting out of, the expanded version. These hamster wheels that we have been in for decades end when you stop rehearsing the same inner conversations that you've rehearsed for so long. I'm always this way. All these scripts that we run all the time. I don't have a voice. I'm an angry person. I'm a this. People are always this. When we stop rehearsing the same inner conversations, then the loop stops and then you're open to a different option. And when you choose that version of yourself, the expanded version of yourself over and over, you're saying to those inner parts, this is who we are now. And we don't need any proof to be it. This is who we are. Pattern interrupt. We don't handle it like this anymore. Pattern interrupt. I've got this now. This version of me has this. You have to just have these conversations with yourself to train it into something different. The last recommendation I have is set time daily, even moment by moment, to anchor into the identity that you chose, that you choose. Gently embody the version of you that thinks differently, moves differently. You have to anchor into them and actually be them. What's their emotional tone? Are they calm, peaceful, and confident? Are they easy? Like, bring that into your body so that you're training your body to sustain in that frequency, to make choices in that frequency, to interact with their children and their spouse and their siblings and their loved ones and their coworkers in that frequency. And when you're consistently able to maintain that frequency, then you can notice what you're noticing, the old habits, and you can approach it from a space of love because you understand why they're there, but you're just gently guiding them in a different direction. So I hope this episode provides you with a little clarity. I wanted to share what I've been experiencing and how I'm handling it in hopes that it's going to help you vibrate even higher on your journey to self-mastery. That's all I have for you today. I hope you are vibrating higher now than you were when you came. If you liked this episode, please send me a text. Let me know if it resonated with you. If you haven't already, please be sure to rate the podcast. Give us 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever it is, because that helps the platform grow. And also forward this episode on to someone that you feel would benefit from it. Let's help everyone vibrate higher, y'all. I wish you love and light, and I will talk to you soon.